please introduce yourself and also your company.
Hey everyone, I'm Hendrix, co-founder of Jobright.ai. We are building an LLM observability platform that helps AI teams to solve three big problems: observability, prompt management, and evaluations. Currently, over 100 Y6 startups are using us to ship AI features faster and more reliably.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, pretty nice. Hello guys, I'm Xavier Kun. I'm the co-founder of the 1024exchange.com. We are now building an AI native and quant-native decentralized derivative crypto exchange, and we are building the most fast layer 1 chain around the whole world with the fastest TPS. Yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm Ethan. I'm the co-founder of Jobright. We are building the AI job search tool for tech professionals. Currently, we already have 1 million job seekers joining our platform. As a job seeker, you can see the most fresh openings. Unlike LinkedIn and Indeed, you see a lot of staffing agencies. We crawl the job directly from the trusted employer page. You can tailor your resume, find your referrals, and auto-fill your job applications. Recently, we just launched the first AI agent for job search, and we just also launched the employer portal to help the employer connect with the top talents on our platform.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brandon, co-founder of Intent, and we are building a new instant messenger app. You can search Intent on Twitter to see our video. Yeah, we think we don't care about AI, but we care about real problems in our daily life's communication. So we realize that AI may be a key change about how we reshape our daily communication. So that's our product, yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. And the first section, we're going to talking about like their experience on the TRAE. And the second section about how they're thinking about AI coding, how they leverage AI coding. And the third section will be how they're thinking about how to creating startup, and they're going to share about their insight. So the first question is, what is your favorite feature on the TRAE and why?
I think my favorite is solo. It feels like more like a teammate who knows your entire code base. And in Jobright.ai, we have a very large code base, and we use a lot of global components in our front end, which is very clean, but it's also often hard to trace. So Solo will just help us to identify the files and just give us the code in seconds. And the best part of it is it doesn't just give you the code or the answer. It also explains the logic behind the code, helps you understand the code better and faster, which saves us a huge amount of time every week and keeps us focused on building new things, new features.
What about Chuci?
Yeah, I'm a very early and big fan of TRAE. Our team used TRAE for almost like half year. We adopt to TRAE like on the March or April. There is one feature we are very thought is really powerful all over all the coding agent or the AI IDE. Is TRAE have the capability of like controlling the multi-terminals. The multi-terminals is very fit to our project because we are like building the blockchain project. So we need a lot of the different terminal where the images, Dockers, containers, and also different system because we are building like a distributed system and also a distributed ledger. So we need to like start a lot of like more than 10 different environments at the same time. And only TRAE can handle this. We try a lot of like the different coding agent like the Cursor or the Windsurf. They only can handle one by each time. And since we're like building a distributed system, it's very important and very crucial for us to like control the different images, the containers at the same time. That is the biggest feature for us.
Thank you for sharing. What about you?
Yeah, I would give definitely the solo definitely a plus because recently as a startup, the very important thing is to find product market fit. So it's not necessary that you just spin off some front end or etc. When you use cursor or other tools, probably it's very easy to develop a front end page, but you need a lot of end-to-end development. For example, you need database, you need some deployment, you need to quickly spin off a server by using Solo to collect the user feedback and the user intention to validate the idea. I would say Solo is something truly influential and truly productive in validating our some quick and dirty ideas to test whether it works or not by building some end-to-end platform.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm using TRAE to build some web prototype. The problem is if I'm using cursor, I have to open a terminal. I need to manually type npm run because the agent model of cursor, it will run a terminal in the conversation, but not a separate terminal. But the TRAE, the agentic solo model will will run a terminal independent. So yeah, it's very important because if I deploy a front-end page, I can check it anytime. But if I'm using cursor, if this conversation is closed, the terminal is closed. So that's one feature I like. And another thing is built-in web browser. Because if I'm using cursor to build some web prototype, I have to open a Chrome and type localhost, right? And check my web page. But in TRAE, there is a built-in web browser. So it's very easily for me to switch to the terminal web browser to check my product. And another thing is the document agent. It will automatically to organize the document, to write a PRD. And in cursor, I have to open a separate conversation and ask the agent help me write something in a readme.markdown. But in TRAE, it's automatically. So I think it's an all-in-one experience. Yeah, it's a good experience. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing about your favorite feature about TRAE and also the differentiation. So because today we have a lot of founders, right? I actually want to know how has the AI coding directly benefits your staff in terms of like efficiency, course, speed, and can you share like some concrete example? Hendrix?
I think for us, main benefit is speed, because for example, if you have a bug, you don't want to spend like 30 minutes to searching files and find the problem where it is. So I can just describe the issue I have and just let the TRAE AI agent, coding agent, to point me out to the problem right away. And it just actually saves us hours of work every week. And yeah, that's the speed. And on cost, we do spend a lot on AI coding, so it's really not about saving money, but I think of it as hiring a senior engineer. Normally it costs you like $12K per month, but with TRAE, it only costs you like a few hundreds per month. So it feels less like a tool, but I would say it like an extra employee, but never get tired.
Okay. What about Chuci?
Simple, we fire our overseas teams. Yeah, it saves a lot of the cost. And also, we are building a very complicated and a very system level design. We are writing in C and C++ and also in Rust. Hiring an engineer from that background is super hard, and the code is really hard. And with like the coding agent like TRAE, it would become like a much more easier for that. And also, a lot of the system level doc are writing very, very complicated. It's just like a very complex manual, and it's not. I don't think it's for human consumption. It's not for human reading, but like for the TRAE, they have the doc reading. I don't know, is that a sub-agent or a MCP protocol? It can read the complex doc very well, and even the doc is more complex the TRAE, the coding agent, understand the whole scope better. Yeah, it's really good for like the system level, the most hard design. Yeah.
What about Ethan?
Yeah, I just feel that AI is a so powerful tool. So for internally, so first, I don't think AI will completely, replace the engineer. But the more important thing is that it's so powerful tool. You need to teach the team how to leverage the AI well. So it's just a leverage, and some ordinary engineers probably use, let's say, TRAE just for write some simple utility code. But some advanced more engineers will utilize some existing coding tools like TRAE to design your system and to do some deep research and even to dig into the system to see what's potentially be wrong or right. So I just feel that you need to educate the team to have the right taste for AI, to make sure that AI can significantly increase your productivity by leveraging your data set. Yeah, this is something I think fundamentally important, I would say, in the long run. For our team, the good lesson is that sometimes we just let the very product engineer just host maybe 1 hour session to show all the team how they will use AI, right? Because someone will use TRAE just to increase maybe 1.5 productivity, but someone use TRAE to increase maybe 5 to 7 productivity, or even much larger. So this is something I think we need to train each engineer to be more, we call AI taste engineer. Yeah.
Taste is really important. Brandon?
Yes, and for us, I think a very important thing is I'm not a technical background founder. My major is biology. But I can code something just like if condition is tree, print hello world, I only can code something like this. But with the AI's help, I can build a prototype by myself. And in traditional way, if I want to build something, I have a product idea. I have to schedule a meeting with my designer, my engineer, and they will deliver me something maybe after 2 or 3 days. And I will say, okay, this is not what I want. Please revise it again. But now, with the TRAE's help or AI coding's help, I can build a prototype by myself, maybe in 1 hour. And I will know, okay, is it what I want? And I can share it to the potential user to test it and gather the feedback. So I think TRAE, okay, it's very powerful for me to build a prototype to validate my product idea. And the AI coding is also very useful to build some prototype for investor, because when we want to build something, because we are building an instant messenger app, we have to build a very stable system for our real users. But if we want to release some fancy demo, it's very hard to build a stable system before we get enough funding. So we will use AI coding to build some prototype and show it to investors. So if you give me money, I can build it. I can make it real. Yeah, and the investor give us money. So yeah, that's how I use AI coding.
Actually, I know this is a really great story. That's how Brandon raised money, right? Actually, he raised a lot and doing a really good job about how to pitch investor. So I believe if we have founders, you can definitely talk to the Brandon. He can share his more experience. But what I really inspired by Brandon is, Brandon, he also shows one new way that how a founder or how worker work with each others. Just for example, Brandon, he don't know biology. You major in biology, right? Biology. Yeah, but he don't know too much about code. But from now on, he can use TRAE to just build a prototype easily to talk with the product manager or talk with another engineering team. So I think, so for TRAE, for AI coding, the transformation is not about just speed, but also about the approach, the way how people collaborate with each other, how people collaborate with AI. So I think another question is, so how AI coding tools like TRAE change your approach to product development or team workflow? So Hendrix, can you share some idea?
Yeah, for sure. As a small team, speed really matters. So we ship new features every week. After my CTO finished the backend development, instead of spending a whole day to writing internal docs for the rest of my team, he now uses TRAE to generate the internal documentations to deliver to my engineering team and to share that TRAE to show the structure data model to the rest of the team to ship the front end. And so the handoffs that used to take a lot of time are now it's very smooth and faster because the TRAE can just help you to build the structure and data model for your team.
Yeah. Yeah, as I said, we actually fired our overseas team because in the previous week, we do like write a lot of the internal doc, the design doc, or the PRD doc, and also list like the checklist and the to-do list for the other team. But for now, we just write the same doc as our previous week, but we just turning the doc to the TRAE, to the coding agent. And the coding agent will figure out our design doc, our PRD doc, and to just writing the code while updating our checklist. Yeah, the to-do list. That is, I do think is we are adopting each other. Yeah, our human team and the coding agent, we are adopting each other.
Okay. So sounds like a doc is a way how to adopt the AI and the human.
Yeah, it's a byway. Yeah.
Okay. What about Ethan? How do you think?
Yeah, I think as time goes by, our team evolve into a kind of a culture that we tend to write less code, but AI to write more codes. So the way we work is that every engineer tend to become a kind of PM or kind of AI educator. Just tell the AI, just regard AI as a kind of intern, and you tell them explicitly what you want to work. And AI will execute it for you, and then finally you will review what AI is doing and tell them, okay, here is something right and here is something wrong, or etc. So I think this will significantly increase the productivity as well as change the way how to work with AI. So that's why just now I say that AI cannot completely change the engineers, but it will change the way how we work, right? Yeah.
So it sounds like we can also treat AI coding tool like an intern.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
You just tell really clear that what you want to build, and then they will just working for it.
Yeah. It can be executor just to write code. You regard them as a kind of intern, tell them to explicitly where to work. But in some case, you can see them as an expert. For example, help me to do some deep research because AI can easier search the web and search some even most advanced technologies and tell you what is this kind of roadmap right or wrong. But just put AI in specific use case and see how it can help you to do this.
Gotcha.
And
so
to do
in
that.
different scenarios,
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
different level skill.
Yeah,
in some
definitely.
part, deep research is just like expert.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Brandon.
Yeah, and in our team, I think TRAE is very useful for the designer and marketing people or product manager. Why? Because for them, they have to create some prototype to validate some idea. So if they're using cursor, they don't know what is terminal, what is command line. They don't know what is npm run. Yeah, every time they got stuck in environment or something like this, okay, they don't know how to do the next. Even they can tell the cursor or something, please help me create something. And the cursor tells you, now you can run the npm run in your terminal. And they know what is npm run, they don't know what is terminal, so they got stuck. And if they want to run something on the V0 or Lovable, they don't know how to save this project. They don't know how to upload the list on GitHub. So, but for TRAE, we can git clone a project from our GitHub, and they can create a fork and just talk to you. Okay, I want to add a new button here. I want to add a new feature here. And yeah, the AI will give them result. They can get a website, and they can run it. And some our marketing team, when they communicate with some influencer, they have to prepare something for the influencer, and the influencer will tell him, okay, if you have this feature, we'd like to use it, and our audience may like this feature. So now our marketing team don't need to ask our engineer team to create some protocol, and they can create it by themselves. So I think TRAE empower our marketing team, PM, and designer to create something. Yeah.
Thank you. What I learned one thing from Brandon is, so from now on, no matter you are engineer people, you are product manager, or you are designer, everyone is a builder right now.
Yes.
Yeah. And one of the advantage I learned from TRAE is, seems like we can both work really well for the professional developers and also the non-technical builder. I think this is one of the benefits to help everyone to leverage AI coding tool.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for sharing about this part. So could you like just share one best example or best practice for use AI coding tool that you would recommend to all the audience today? So, Hendrix?
Yeah, my advice is to treat your AI agent, AI coding agent as your teammate, not a magic tool. Because the more context you give it like more detailed examples, or explaining what you want to do, the better it performs. And at the same time, you should review the code really carefully because you have to understand what the logic behind the code, and you should be responsible for the final decision. You can just think of it as pair programming, that the AI just take over your own work.
For my perspective, I think it's definitely the environment and also the container configuration. I think there is a lot of developer here, and you know how it hassle and time wasting to do the container and also the environment configuration. Yeah, it's really time wasting, and I think it's like meaningless, right? It's meaningless. And like I said, the TRAE can help me this really well. Can handle this really well, and it can handle the multi-container and totally different environment at the same time. That it really blows my mind, because some like the environment or some the containers depends each other. If you configure one thing, probably another one just blew up, another one just got fucked up, and if you want to configure the whole environment, the whole system, you have to look each of these at the same time. TRAE really helped me to do that. Yeah, try that. Yeah, try that, definitely.
Yeah, try to use TRAE on a container setup, right?
Yeah, the container and also the environment configuration setup. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, my general advice is that definitely start to use it, because I do think the penetration for AI coding as well as the existing tool are very, very low. They're not, probably a lot of people talk about AI coding, but really there are not so many people that really use it or use it very deep. Maybe you try to first, let's say, build your own website and let AI to do deep search for you and what you imagine your website should be, and tell the AI and take a look at how TRAE is doing. Just start with something simple, and you can really give some rating and interact with. And as time goes by, you will have more trust, and you will get more sense of how to play with it, how to iterate with it. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
I hope in future there could be a bot in Slack or Slack or Teams. There is a background agent, and we don't need to open the TRAE again. Maybe TRAE is as a partner in our organization. We just talk to this background agent. Okay, there is a new bug, or we want to know something. We want to revise something, and the background agent will run it and give us a test link. Yeah, I think we don't need to open the IDE anymore.
We're probably going to working on this, as our name say, the real AI engineer.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I heard a lot of people, you just like expect that the AI coding tool can like a partner, like a teammate. So how partner and teammate work with you? Definitely in the Slack, in the Discord channel, and talk with you, right? So yeah, we will definitely try to discover about this feature. So let's jump to another really interesting section. And so the first question is, because we have a lot of founders over there, right? Some company, they still use lead code style interview to test developers. So in the AI coding era, it still makes sense, or there's another better way for people to like judge someone's skill or help you to make a decision to hire them?
I think lead code style interviews don't tell you much in today's world. Instead of testing whether someone can memorize algorithms, I would rather prefer to see how they approach real problems. Give them a scenario that close to the real work they will face on the job, and watch how they think and how they break it down and just explain their reasoning. I would say that shows me a lot more about how they would work in practice.
That is a really great question because we are facing that recently. Yeah, we are facing about like recruiting a real engineer like recently, and we definitely want our like the new hiring who can cheat during the meeting. Yeah, we don't do the lead code style interview because I don't think it's meaningless. I think it's meaningless because we definitely want our engineer to write with AI and to collaborate with AI. Like for the previous year, we definitely use a lead code, but now we are using like the take-home assignment or take-home challenge. Yeah, take-home challenge. For like we do the 2 rounds. For the first round, we are talking about like the previous working experiments and also their taste about everything, and we give them a take-home challenge. We encourage them to use the best AI tool they can think about, like the TRAE or the Codex or like the Cloud Code or the Cursor, whatever the best AI tools they can use for our take-home challenge. And also the take-home challenge is part of our project. Yeah, of course. When like the second day, I think probably like a quarter of them just gave up. Really, a quarter of them just gave up. They can just take them home and use all like the AI tools to cheat on that, but they just give up. Quarter of them, and the rest of them, I actually just to continue the conversation on how you like think of these like the challenge, and also how you do the initial prompt and set the write the first doc with the agent. Because in our team we write doc very much. We write doc a lot, like the PRD or the design doc or the checklist very a lot. We just question about our like the interviewees, how they like interact with the AI, and when it comes to like another error or the bug or like some other challenges, how they deal with AI. Yeah, I think the lead code like interview has already become a history. It's already passed, and also to determine if he is a good, if they are a good engineer or not, the best way is if they can have a good taste and can collaborate with AI very well. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for sharing. What about Ethan?
Yeah, this is a very good question because we are also in the job searching and hiring area. And the fundamental question is nowadays, how do you evaluate a candidate? I think the question can be split into different parts. I think the lead code style question, I think, still exists because you need a kind of systematic way or normalized way to evaluate each candidate. Just like we know that AI can score a very high score for our kind of national kind of exam, right? National math or Olympics or etc. Then what's the point of taking the exam? So you need to make sure you are currently evaluating a large pool of candidates. You need to have a kind of a closed room and put everyone in it, and at least have an understanding of what's the basic foundation for each person, right? Yeah, so I think for big and big company, probably it will definitely take a long time before this kind of more advanced evaluation will take in place, because it's a kind of two-set evaluation. On one side, you want more advanced tool, let's say, ask the engineer to work with you or take a very complicated, question beforehand, but this is not respect for the candidate, especially for the top talents. They don't think the company respect them, right? Yeah, so I would say this is it's kind of marketplace. It's the candidate side and it's also the recruiter side. But for the AI startups, I do see that a couple of companies that try to use this approach. For the cursor interview, one important thing is that to ask you to go to their on-site office to work with them, face-to-face for around 1 to 2 days before deciding whether you are qualified to join the team. I do think this is probably a kind of trend as the time goes by, because I also heard other startups like Ramp also try to take some, try to have some more advanced take-home questions. That is to evaluate your ability to get the results, right? But still have a challenge. If you just take home, who knows who will take the exam? You can just find the contractor or the ones someone, right, to pay them some money and get the answer for you, right? So I think it's a very interesting. It's always a challenging thing how the interview will change, but I do think it will change step by step. First, maybe how the job seeking is changed. Currently, you and the recruiter, the only protocol is probably your resume. Everyone is not professional at making resume, and there are sometimes some fake, projects or even work experience or education experience in resume, right? I think definitely the hiring will significantly change in the upcoming years, but I would say it should be step by step.
Yeah, I agree. Brandon, what do you think?
Yeah, I have something to share. In traditional way, some big tech company, they will have lots of engineers, and there is a project manager will separate big problems into some small tickets. And every engineer just take about their tickets. They don't know what this project looks like. They don't know what it is. They just write the endpoint. Yeah, it's a traditional way. But for startup, I think maybe every engineer, they should know the whole picture, the whole project. They will understand the whole product. And we don't need so much engineers. Maybe we just need 2 backends, 2 iOS clients developers. Maybe just 10 people engineers is enough to build a 1 million users app. Yeah, so I think for now we will not help people from some ICC or something like that, because they only can deal with some tickets. They don't know how to deal with a real product. So yeah, and I have another thing to share. We interviewed some new computer science new grads, and yeah, I think this year they always use AI coding, and they didn't know what they are doing. They just ask AI and complete this. They don't know. They can't take a responsibility of their deliverable. But I think if we have some new grads, they should be smart enough. They can take a responsibility. They will review every line code. It's a basic requirements. But now most of the new grads they can't do this. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. So I think this is the topic discussion today, what we're going to do today. So then we have, this is the QA section. We have 3 spots. If anyone has the question to our founders and also anything you want to know about leverage AI coding. Okay.
Thank you so much. This is very insightful. With all that you've shared, there are concerns, right? How do the fresh grads actually start working in these systems? You mentioned that it's very hard to get C, C++, Rust engineers. I know it is really, really hard. And now we're delegating that work to TRAE and to other AI systems. How do we bridge that? Who has the responsibility to get fresh engineers to understand how the approach should be? Is it the university? Is it companies like what you guys are building that need to spend more time in training these new grads to understand the kind of work that we've actually outsourced to these AI agents? Who bears that responsibility, and what can be the cost of that?
That is a very great and big topic, because in this coding agent area, is easy to it's easy to fix an error or fix a things that you know, but it's very hard to fix the things that you don't know. Because the coding agent, they can just like collaborate with you, and they just the coding agent is very likely to pretend to finding bugs with you. Yeah, it's very likely to just showing they are pretending to finding the bugs with you. If you have that kind of knowledge, you don't know how to negotiate, you don't know how to collaborate, you don't know how to say with the coding agent. And for the new grad, I assume probably they have a lack of the experiences, they have a lack of the knowledge. I think probably the best way for them is to do the internship as earlier as possible. Because for my experiences, I do the intern from my freshman year. Yeah, I do the intern from my freshman year. And so your main question is, who is going to take the main responsibility of educating the students? I think probably themselves or their family. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they should get started on using AI on their homework first. Yeah, they can just know how to use AI. Yeah. I think students can figure it out on how to finish their homework faster and less effort. So they know AI is the best tool or the assistant for them to finish the homework. So they will just use AI and to learn how to use AI in the best way, best practice.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I can share something a little bit different perspective. So in my opinion, I think the big tech companies should take the responsibility. The reason behind it is that we are a job searching platform. We do find currently new grad are very, very hard to find jobs. Interns are very, very hard to find jobs. Almost every 5 applications only receive 1 interview. Not offer, only receive 1 interview. So even the top talents like Stanford, MIT, new grad cannot find internship on new grad. The fundamental thing is that big tech companies are not hiring the fresh new grad more than before. But this is a very tricky thing because as you see, the current NASDAQ or current market, the big tech companies, the valuation is growing so well. And they keep firing people. And they keep closing the door for the new grads. So I do think as probably they think that, okay, a better way is that I can fire hard people and motivate the strong engineers. Then I save the cost and business become better. But I do think this is a kind of virtuous cycle from a kind of national perspective. Yeah, for the United States, I think the government should push the good companies, especially their valuation growing larger and larger, but they cannot close door for the new grad. They should open more doors because new grad needs a place to learn. They cannot learn by themselves. They need some role model to teach them. And Microsoft, Google, Amazon, etc., these big startups should take the responsibility to hire more engineers, to hire more fresh new grads, to hire more internship, to educate them. Because these engineers in the future will build a strong United States of America, right? I think this is fundamentally, I do think that the trend is fundamentally wrong for now. Yeah, I do think they should take more responsibility to plan a bit longer. Yeah, right? Not focus on short-term, financial, statements or what's the quarter learnings or etc. Right? Yeah, this is what I think.
It's good. And another way is you can do some open source project with your friends to set up a project to develop something and to solve real problems. Because if you just finish your homework, it's totally cited by your faculty or your professors, and these problems may be from 10 years ago or 20 years ago problem. It's not a real world. But if you are try to build something with your classmates, you will learn very fast and will learn new things. because like a friend of one of my friend, his name is Andy. He's working in OpenAI. He do when he was a freshman, he built something in MIT. It's just a GPT wrapper to help you find the events in MIT. They analyze the mail list, the mails, and put them in a calendar. Okay, it's a project, and they got 4,000 users. And that's how he learned something from AI, how to use OpenAI's API. But your professors will never set a homework to teach you how to use OpenAI's API, how to use the JSON format, how to use the structure output. But you can create something with your classmates. Maybe it's just one weekend, and you can learn something from the latest things. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Any another question? So, any other question? Okay, if not, thank you so much for everyone coming today. This is our panel section. Let's applause for everyone. Okay, and yeah, the next session will be our group photo section, and then we can just start networking and talk with people. So everyone, we can just like come to this way, and we're going to take some photo.